Alright, gang, you recognize the Batmobile, but some of you might not recognize the paramedic truck. This is from the TV show Emergency. It's a Dodge paramedic truck. Great show at the time, so we'll look at that last. We're going to check out the Batmobile. Batmobile is a Corgi. Is it a Corgi Juniors? Yeah, Corgi Juniors. And when I picked these two up, picked them up from the same person, and I got to looking at it, and the paint on the Batmobile didn't look quite right, and I don't know if it's gonna come out, but there's places, looks like, yeah, you see how it's got the crinkle through here? That's actually lost paint, and I think that was a magic marker was taken to the Batmobile, just to, I guess, freshen it up. But Batman's in the car. There was also a company that did the same car but had Robin in it as well, but I want to say there's both yellow or something. I can't recall. I can't tell you how many Batmobiles I had as a kid. There was a ton of them, but this one has the hitch. I think there was a Batboat. I don't recall ever having a Corgi version, but I might have. I also had the big plastic versions too, not the Mego plastic, but like just, you know, maybe 10, 12 inches long, probably 12 too long, 8 to 10 inches long. But it looks pretty good. So got the Corgi Juniors Batmobile. Now here's this. This is one I've been looking for. It's kind of hard. I should say kind of hard to find. You can find them online mostly, but if they're carded, they go 30, 40 bucks. If they're loose, they kind of go like 25 bucks. I got these two from the same guy. And this truck as well has been magic markered or sharpied. You see there where the fender paint was off, and somebody took a magic marker to it. That's what it looks like to me. I don't think it's paint, because paint would have done a whole lot better. Plus, on the step bumper on the back, you'll see red ink. Now, I remember when these first came out, my middle brother, he had one. And we get them home, and of course, you know, I bought Hot Wheels and Matchboxes, but he got this one, and they're horrible. They don't want to roll because of how they're set up. You see the front axle? It actually will not touch the ground because of the base. The base sits a little bit further down. Let's see, there's red ink on the bottom too. Forgot about that. But yeah, you know, trying to push it where I know this is cloth and all that, but you basically can push the Batmobile and the wheels turn, but you push the fire truck or the paramedic truck and they'll turn because they're gripping the cloth, but it's just horrible. I need to get something to put it on so you can see what this does. You see, I mean, the wheels touch, but I remember when we put these on the Hot Wheel track, it did not do good at all. Little teeny tiny wheels. But I have a story about this, and the reason why I wanted this paramedic truck so bad. They also, before I tell you my story, because I love telling stories, I never had it, never knew it existed, but LGN, they had a lot of movie cars that they made and turned into diecast, like the Rookies. I want to say Adam 12, but don't hold me to that, but they had a black and white Impala police car, and actually I have two of those, and they might be LGN cars. I need to look for those. They're in one of the cases. But anyway, the blue and white one I think was from the Rookies, and they're both Impalas. So anyway, as a little kid, we didn't sit around playing video games. I mean, we had Pong, but we only played it if it was stormy, you're outside, or too cold. And we was always outside playing. So, but we also watched our shows. And it was a week or so before school started, and I was going into was it the 4th grade or the 2nd grade? Anyway, elementary school. It might have been the 2nd grade. Don't hold me to it. It's the 2nd or 4th grade. It's elementary school time frame. My brother and I just watched Emergency, and I can't remember if it came on Sunday nights or Friday nights, but anyway, so we watched it. Still daylight outside, so we decide we're going to go outside and play. So we're on the front deck, and when, we lived in the country, So we always had an ample supply of hay bale twine. So we had a bunch of that as kids. Why, I don't know. But you know how kids are, they'll drag anything home if you let them. So that episode showed the paramedics rappelling down a wall to get to someone. I can't remember if he was hanging off of a window cleaning carriage. I can't remember what it was about. But, you know, we were crazy about the rookies. Emergency. I don't remember much about the rookies. So we decided we was going to rappel off the deck. Now, the deck was probably maybe 6 foot off the ground, but, you know, to two little kids in elementary school, that looked like 30 feet off the ground. So we took the twine, wrapped it around the top rail of the deck. So I decided I'm going to go off first. So I climb up on the rail of the deck, so I'm standing outside of the rails, and I hold my twine and kicked off like they did when it was rappelling down. Well, the twine, like I said, we just wrapped it. We didn't we didn't tie a knot or anything. So I go off the side of the deck, the twine goes whoop, and I crash down into the rock garden. My mom had a rock garden around the deck, big stones that they went to the river and pulled out. I broke my wrist. How can I show you this? I broke my wrist, broke my arm here, and I broke my arm between my elbow and my shoulder. I tore my arm up. It hurt so bad I couldn't get up. So my dad comes and gets me. We all jump in the station wagon, and I could not believe at how bumpy that road was. I was sitting on my mom's lap, my arm on a pillow, and it felt like every bump that car touched that you never knew before was like potholes. So basically, because of this show, my summer ended in a cast, and it did not get taken off until early summer break that following year. So I tore my arm up bad, and to this day it's still weak. But because of this show, and I still like this show, when they play an episode every now and then. Well, I think you do it every day, but I don't get to watch it but once or twice a month. And it's still a good show. But that's the reason why I wanted this truck so bad. Now, they also had a big version that was it Mego or LJN? One of the two companies had a big truck. It was a Dodge, and this is my favorite year Dodge anyway. The grills, I loved them, and the hood ain't right, but the hoods, if you look at a 73 Dodge, I want to say 74, it might be the same front end, but they had really cool looking hoods. But they had a bigger version that had Mego size action figures for the two paramedics, and their names are both escaping me right now. But you could buy the truck and then buy the figures separately, and then when you see them on eBay, sometimes you can get a beat up truck pretty cheap, but if it's in good shape with all the pieces, it goes high. Same way with Etsy. I won't go after one, but if I stumble across one cheap, I may grab it, but that'd just be something else I don't need. But this is the LJN Dodge Paramedic truck that caused me grief and misery. That's why I have it. And there's the Batmobile. Can't leave the Batmobile out. The real Batmobile. Well, I say real to me. I didn't realize that somebody made one prior to this version. I saw that online. Some fan made it, and it was deemed the official Batmobile because somebody used it in advertising. And it still exists today. You can look it up on YouTube. I saw a YouTube video of it after I found out it existed. Weird, wild looking car, but it's so cool that this wasn't the first Batmobile. I think the first Batmobile in the original series back when it was black and white was like a Cadillac or something. It wasn't no fancy car. But anyway, and I think that video was where I learned that from as well. So if you're a Batmobile freak, you check it out. The car still exists. It's been restored to original condition. Alright, gang. That's a real short, sweet, quick video. Two cars from my memory of childhood that I'm glad to have. I will keep looking for one of these in better shape, but this one's not going anywhere. And I'm not one of those guys like all the people on YouTube that will take them apart and put them back together and restore them that way. I just won't do that. But if I did, I'd try to do something different with the wheels, but there's not much of an option because of the fenders. They're not wide enough, and I'm not going to butcher it and just to throw it away. So there you go, gang. That's my Unit 51 and my Batmobile. Thanks, guys.